Hello, dear. You're welcome to class. Our topic today is food crops and cash crops. Food crops and cash crops. Crops are plants grown on the farmland. Plants that are grown on the farmland are called crops. Now, there are two classifications of crops. Crops are classified into two, and they are food crops and cash crops. Food crops and cash crops. What are food crops? Food crops are crops that are grown to be eaten. Food crops are crops that are grown to be eaten. They are the overall diet of a nation. The overall diet of a nation is called food crop. Now, in Nigeria, there are different types of food crops. There are several examples of food crops in Nigeria. Now, let's look at some of them. Corn. Corn is a food crop in Nigeria. Corn can be eaten directly, can be consumed directly, and it can be used for making corn pudding. It can be consumed either as roasted corn or boiled corn. Another example of food crop is beans. In Nigeria, beans is a food crop. Beans contain protein and can be consumed directly. It can be used to make beans pudding. Another example is the millet. Millet. Now, millet can be used to make golden morn. Millet is a food crop in Nigeria and can be used to make golden morn and millet paste, which is also called pap. Now, another example of food crop is yam. Yam. Now, yams are rich in carbohydrates. It is used for making yam pudding. Yam can also be fried, roasted, or boiled, and can be eaten directly or consumed directly. Now, another example of food crop in Nigeria is plantain. Plantain. Now, plantain contains iron, which is very good for the body. Plantain can be used to make plantain chips and can be consumed directly. Rice. Everybody knows rice because rice is a staple food in Nigeria. Everybody eats rice in Nigeria. Rice is a food crop. Rice is a food crop and it can be consumed directly. Now, the other classification of crop is cash crop. Now, what are cash crops? Cash crops are crops that are grown to be sold to other countries. Cash crops are crops that are grown to be sold to other countries. So in Nigeria, there are different cash crops, and Nigeria sells these crops to other countries to get money. So any crop that is grown to be sold to other countries for a nation to have money, that crop is called a cash crop. Now, let's look at the examples of cash crops in Nigeria. We have cocoa. Cocoa is a cash crop and is exported, is sold to other countries. Groundnut. Groundnut is grown in Nigeria and sold to other countries, hence it's a cash crop. Rubber. Rubber is a cash crop in Nigeria. Cassava. Cassava is also a cash crop in Nigeria. It is a cash crop because it is grown in Nigeria, but it is sold to other countries. And this brings us to our second topic, raw materials and finished products. Raw materials and finished products. Raw materials are things used to make other things. Raw materials are the things used to make other things. Now, raw materials are always in their natural state. It has not been tampered, it has not been changed. It is always in its natural state. The raw material is always in its natural state, and it's used to make other things. Now, raw materials are processed into finished products. Raw materials are processed into finished products. Now, process means making changes to a raw material. When you make a change, when a raw material is changed, it becomes a finished product. Now, what's a finished product, or what are finished products? Finished products are items that have been processed. I said finished products are items that have been processed, and they are also called manufactured goods. Now, when raw materials are changed or processed, it becomes, or they become, finished products. And finished products are also called manufactured goods. Now, let's look at some examples of raw materials in Nigeria and their finished products. Examples of raw materials and their finished products. Now, cotton. Cotton is a plant, is a crop that is grown in Nigeria. It's a raw material because it's natural state. Natural state is cotton. Now, cotton is processed or is changed into the clothes that we wear. The raw material is cotton, and the finished product or finished products are clothes. So cotton as a raw material is processed or is changed into clothes. Now, another raw material is sugar cane. Sugar cane. Although sugar cane can be eaten directly, but it's also a raw material, and its finished product is sugar. Now, sugar cane is processed into sugar. Now, another raw material is leather. Now, leather is gotten from animal skin. Leather is gotten from the skin of animals, and leather can be processed or can be changed into belts, shoes, bags, purses, caps, and so on. So leather is the raw material, while belts, shoes, bags, and purses are the finished products of leather. Now, another raw material is cocoa. Cocoa is grown in Nigeria. Cocoa is a raw material. Cocoa cannot be eaten directly. It has to be processed. It's processed into chocolate. Now, you now know where the chocolate you eat come from. From cocoa. Now, cocoa is changed or processed into chocolate. If you're asked, what's the finished product of cocoa? The finished product of cocoa is chocolate. Now, another raw material is corn. Corn. We all know, you know what corn is. Now, corn is a raw material. Although when corn is boiled or roasted, it can be eaten directly. But corn can also be processed into other things. That's why it's a raw material. Now, what can you process corn into? You can process corn into corn flakes. Corn can be processed into corn flakes. So the finished product of corn is corn flakes. Now, let's look at the differences between raw materials and finished product. How do you know this is a raw material, and how do you know this is a finished product? Now, raw materials are natural. Raw materials are always in their natural state, while finished products are artificial. Artificial means they are made by man, they are made by humans. So raw materials are natural, while finished products are artificial. Raw materials are used to produce other things. For example, cocoa. Cocoa is a raw material and is used to produce other things like chocolate. Now, raw materials are used to produce other things, while finished products are often not used to produce other things. Raw materials are used to produce other things, while finished products are often not used to produce other things. We have now come to the end of the class. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, don't forget to attempt your quiz and assignments. See you in the next class. Bye-bye.